Good afternoon.
Okay, good afternoon everybody and welcome to Tottenham Hotspur's training ground for this media conference with Thomas Tuchel ahead of the World Cup qualifiers between England, Albania and Latvia. As ever, we can make it 2 questions per person initially, and if we do have time we'll come back to you for more towards the end. Rob, if you want to get us underway.
Thomas, nice to see you.
Hi, same.
So it begins.
Yeah.
I mean, you said the players would be given a crash course in Thomas Tuchel, what you're all about. How have the last few days been? It's not even been a full week that you've had with the squad, and crucially, I suppose, what are the main things you've learned?
It's also a crash course for me in international football and how to adapt to the rhythm and to being together with a squad for only 10 days, but only have maybe 3 training sessions, full training sessions to prepare matches. So it's not only for the players a crash course, but also for me. They reminded me instantly in the first meeting, first lunch together, and then the first training session why I was so excited about the job. It's because of them. They were outstanding in the way they behaved and interacted as a group, but also on the pitch. They were amazing. We had high quality, very sharp training sessions. Everybody was open to give the very best, and it was good energy, good atmosphere. So yeah, that's what I love the most, to be around players, be with players, close to players on the pitch, and implement ideas and adapt to their characters, to their strengths and to their talent. And it was very good so far.
I want to know a little bit more about your plan, your philosophy, if you like, of how you're going to approach this job. You're playing Albania.
Yeah.
So do you want to produce a kind of recognisable, consistent way for your England team to play right from the very start and take that right the way through until the World Cup finals? Or do you plan to kind of be a bit more adaptable and depend on the circumstances and the opposition?
I think it has to be both. I think offensively we try for sure to implement our style and implement our structure and implement our rhythm from now on, and put players into positions where they feel comfortable and put players into position where they can express themselves, hopefully to their full potential. But in modern football and in the quality also of the opponent, Albania, and the respect that you have to give every opponent, especially also in the off the ball, it is necessary that we stay open to adapt, be it in structure-wise, if it makes sense, or in the lineup. And do what is needed. I don't think we can be ignorant and just say we do what we want and we do what we do, and everyone else has to will adapt to us. This will happen, but everyone will also try to find solution against us, and that's why we want to be open to adapt off the ball to the structure and qualities of our opponent, and this will start tomorrow.
Okay, thanks.
Hi Thomas. We've seen an interview where you said that England were more afraid to drop out of the Euros than had an excitement to win it. Could you explain what you mean by that, and how have you been introducing excitement this week?
It was just my feeling. It was my feedback, and first of all was my feeling in front of TV, just way long before I even know that I may be in charge. That was my feeling. I think it's a pretty clear statement. And don't know how to put it in other words, and I think it has to be the other way around. I want us to play with the excitement and the hunger and the desire to win and the joy to win, and the acceptance of failure is a part of it, especially in football. But yeah, we want to implement this togetherness and the joy that everyone feels safe to express themselves and give their very best. And we play that it's recognizable. We play with the hunger and the joy to win, and not with the fear to lose. Anything can happen in football. We know this, but the focus is on winning, is on a higher number of touches in the opponent's box, a higher amount of attacks, a higher amount of high ball recoveries. This is where the focus is.
And what are your feelings ahead of your first match at Wembley as England manager, leading the team out? How important is it that the supporters see that style implemented straight away?
I just hope so much that they can see what I see on a daily basis and they can transform it into the stadium, because what I saw in the last days was amazing and was just a joy to watch and to be part of it. So hopefully we can transport this energy and this fire and this hunger into the game tomorrow. And then, I mean, it's amazing. We have like full Wembley. It will be very exciting. I will be a bit nervous, I guess, but that's part of it. I'm always a bit nervous before matches, so this will not be different. And yeah, I'm excited, and hopefully we can prove the point and take the first step.
Sven Töllner, Sky Germany. Thomas, the other day you were speaking about the laughs in the locker room that you were actually missing for the last couple of months. Did you have a couple of laughs so far? And who's the funniest guy so far?
Many smiles around, and I think the players feel it also that I missed it a lot, and I missed them a lot, and the energy. I think it's a unique energy in a football team, and a unique energy in a dressing room, and before and after training, and yeah, they are very social. It was very nice to see that they spend a lot of time together, and you know, it is very different from club football, because the players don't go home after training, so they stay. So you play table tennis, you play darts and cards and whatever. So it's nice to see and nice to observe, and even nicer to be a part of it.
Talking about the English and German hero Harry Kane, did you take the chance? Who's about to have his hands on his first title this year? Did you take the chance to have a brief chat with him about the current situation in the Bundesliga?
Yeah, of course, but we do this on a regular basis, and I think they are now very, very close to secure the title, which will be very important, of course, for the club, and maybe a little bit even more important for Harry itself, that he has his first major domestic trophy, and when this happens, it will give him a big boost to be even stronger for us.
ARD, German TV, Mareike Aden. You said on Friday that it felt a bit surreal to be in this job, also as a German. Has the last week helped you make it more real? Has it maybe shaped your view?
Absolutely, because from a lot of theory it became very practical, the job suddenly. And it's very intense. It feels like a training camp, pre-season camp, to be so close and such long time with players. But I have to say the players were amazing, group was amazing, and the level of the training was very, very high, so very impressive, and we are very happy with it so far. We have one more training to go before we travel close to Wembley tomorrow and finally make our way to the match. Yeah, it helped. The practical daily business helped a lot to make it feel real. Once you start working with the players, once you start preparing training sessions, then watching it again on TV, talking to players, preparing video meetings and so on, then it becomes very real, and you stop thinking about the big picture from outside. So I'm at the moment in the tunnel, and this will not stop until the whistle of the last whistle goes tomorrow.
From my outside perspective, I got the feeling that when you were announced as the new coach of the English team, that there was quite a bit of skepticism that a German would come into this role. Yeah. And now I feel a shift that there's a bit more positivity, a lot of excitement. What is your impression? Have you felt that shift as well?
I have felt I have felt the excitement so far in the camp. I think we created, all of us, a positive energy and a kind of a buzz for the first match tomorrow, and it's on us. We have to prove the point. I have to prove the point and make people believe in me and in the project. That's our job, and this will not stop. And this will never be like one emotional status for the rest of the next months. This will be very fluid, and we have to make sure that we keep everyone on board and we keep our fans excited so they believe in us.
Hi Thomas, David Walker, the England Pod. These are your first games as an international manager. In preparation for this role, have you done much analysis and thought about the specific tactical and physical differences between club football and international football?
Not in all the depth, but I used all the support that the FA provides, which is of course on the highest level, and there is a more or less how do you call it, think tank that is a proper machine, the FA, and they provide all the support that you need as a coach, especially as a coach who has no experience in international football. But seeing the players come now from their clubs, it's our job now to create one idea that everyone can buy into it. I think the level of the depth in tactical tweaks and new things tactically is not so deep than in club football, because you have not so much time. So it's also the challenge for us to keep things simple, clarify stuff, keep easy messages, and then keep on going. The team spirit and the bond between the fans tomorrow and then also the country is super important, and we will take care about that, of course.
You've spoken already about how you want this team to reflect the Premier League in its style, but is it also important for it to reflect you? It's an England team, but also it's Thomas Tuchel team.
Yeah, but I want an active team. If it wants to reflect me, I want an emotional and active, a hungry team. So we can do this in you can leave your footprint in different styles. But I think we need, especially also me, we need to respect the quality of the Premier League and should reflect it. And we have every right to be proud of that league. And I always felt it, I felt it amazing to come to different stadiums during my time in England and feel this energy very special energy from the crowd, what they demand of the players. This was very, very pure, even if people from outside think maybe, they have the biggest names, they have the most money, and it's the richest league, but it's on the match day itself, it becomes very, very pure about football, and this is what I loved. And this is what that shapes the character of the players. That's why I love to be around them and I love working with them. And the physicality and you can light up a stadium so easily in Premier League with one tackle, with one header, and everyone is suddenly on board. And this is what it is. I mean, we play for England, and we're not Argentina, we're not Spain, so we can adapt stuff that makes sense also for us and should be open for that. But the DNA is clearly English, and this means it's physical, it's tough, and it's ready to fight.
Thank you.
Hi, Thomas. About a third of the players in your squad have won major trophies with their clubs. We look at obviously Bellingham and Foden and James, players like that.
Yeah.
So we know that they've got a winning mentality.
Yeah.
So this is a very old question with England. What is it? Is it psychological with England? Is it the shirt?
I heard this a lot, that the shirt, that it's a heavy shirt. It is, in fact, not. It's a high quality shirt, and it will even way less when we come to America, because they already work on a shirt that adapts to the climate there. So the shirt is not heavy in reality. But of course, I know what the players mean, and then it maybe is another way to put it. What I felt watching the Euros, I felt tension and pressure on the shoulders of the players, and it felt to me that they were more afraid of. They were playing for not to lose and not to have even more pressure added maybe in the home country than the excitement to maybe make something special happen. And I think we need to turn this around, because as you said, we have so many experienced players, so many players who won the trophies with their clubs, and I think we have every right to be self-confident. But every journey starts as it is with the first match and the first steps. So the very first steps we did excellent, and now we have to prove the point that we are ready for that. And we will have 6 camps first of all qualify and then make our very best in America.
Hi, Thomas. It's going to be your first game. It's going to be a game that matters also. 3 points to start, to 3. Besides winning, what do you expect to see from your players?
Like I said, I hope we can implement a higher rhythm in our game, a higher intensity, that we can have more touches in the opponent's box, have more ball recoveries in the opponent's half, and that we can implement also our structure that helps us to control counterattacks, because Albania is very strong in the counterattacks individually. They have a a wide range in passing options. So this is basically what we need and what we need to provide to make a good result happen.
Hi, Thomas. You mentioned earlier how important it is to play players in positions where they feel comfortable, where they can express themselves to their full potential. Do you think this has been a particular problem in the last few years?
No, not in the last few years. I think everyone is trying that, and I think Gareth did excellent in doing so. I felt that the team maybe in the Euros were not. How should I put this? They were not free enough to express themselves in a stable structure. But England was not the only team to change structure from match to match, and I think we have to make sure that when we play now, that everyone knows its role on the field, also accepts his role and plays disciplined in his role, and then from the acceptance of the spaces for your teammate comes the freedom. Then within your space you can look out for solutions, and you can find solutions. But we need to bond a little bit better. We need to find more rhythm and a little bit better connections on the field.
We know you've got a very specific agenda. You've got to go and win that World Cup. And you've mentioned a couple of times in this press conference 6 training camps.
Yeah.
It's a very short amount of time to go and do what you need to do. So do you feel any pressure, or are you just absolutely embracing this opportunity?
I don't feel a lot of pressure in general. I feel the pressure I feel the pressure, but mostly I feel it as a privilege, and mostly I don't feel it at all, because I'm in the tunnel preparing the match, and once it's there, then I feel sometimes the pressure. I feel pressure when it comes to semi-finals and finals. Then I have the experience that I also feel the pressure, and I needed also in my coaching career to adapt to that and to find methods to cope with it. But this helped me, of course, to have the experience in it. We have only 6 camps, and that's why I think, and I was so strong on the point to bond with each other. We need to find, and it's then also my responsibility to stay connected in between camps. So be it to visit the players, to call the players, but the players between each other, they need also to stay connected. They need to take care of each other between camps. Otherwise, it will not be enough. Just 6 times 10 days will not be enough to create the togetherness and the special atmosphere that is needed once we hopefully arrive in the US. Thinking about what we have to do and what the outcome is does not help us. The only thing that helps is worshipping every single day that we have. The players did exactly that from Monday. Can only repeat myself. It was a pleasure to be part of it. So, but it's not over. It's just the start. Today is Thursday, last training, and tomorrow is the last meeting. And hopefully we can prove the point for the first time.
Last one here.
Hi, Thomas. I know you've got that last training session, but do you think all the players are going to be fit for tomorrow? And what's the update with Cole Palmer?
Cole will not be with us. He was not on the pitch with Chelsea. We waited quite a while now for feedback and for the chance maybe to call him up, but he is not on the pitch and not available. It makes no sense to call him up now. We stay with this group that we have. Everybody is in training today, all 26 players, so it gives us the full choice. Hopefully nothing happens in this training session, and we will have some tough choices to make for tomorrow.
Thanks, everyone. Harry will be here shortly.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, no joy for Harry Kane. As ever, if we can 2 questions per person. If we do get time, we'll come back to you. Rob, give us
Great to see you. How are you?
I'm all good, thank you.
Good stuff. I mean, look, Harry, you know Thomas Tuchel probably better than anybody in this squad. All right, maybe some of the Chelsea players too, but you were very close to Gareth Southgate for so many years as well. What's different?
Good question. I think they're totally different characters, just in their personalities, the way they, the way they are on the pitch and probably off the pitch as well. Obviously, I had a great relationship with Gareth. We were similar in a lot of ways. I think we was quite quiet and quite understanding, and we had a lot of conversations about things. With Thomas, I think he brings a lot more energy, enthusiasm. Already this week on the training pitch, in the meetings, brings a lot of passion when he's talking, and yeah, it's been great. Obviously, I saw a lot of it last season, and he was a big reason why I went to Bayern Munich in the first place. So yeah, I know his attributes, and I know how good a coach he is, and I think all the boys have been impressed with him, and I think now we're just excited to kind of get out there tomorrow and start the next chapter.
I was looking at some of the stats, and you're on 99 goal involvements for Munich already in a season and 3 quarters, which is absolutely extraordinary. But your first season in Munich under Thomas was amazing, 44 goals. Does he get the best out of you? And if he does, how?
Yeah, I think he did last season. I think, there's no real rules to how I play. I think he sees me as a number 9. I think he sees me as the guy to be in the box and score him the goals. But there was times last year, especially when we was building up, I was the guy to help link the play, to help maybe get us out of a high pressure situation. And then if I did get on the ball, he spoke a lot about the wingers and the number 10 running in behind and having runners for me if I did drop. But I think for this week, for example, I think he wants a lot of the ball in the opposition half. I think he wants a lot of counter pressing. And yeah, he expects me to, be the one in the box and try and score the chances. He's already spoken a lot about getting as many balls as we can into the box as quick as we can. And then, so yeah, I think obviously if last season I had a really good season with him, and there was many reasons why. Obviously the team and the squad is totally different, but yeah, I'm excited to start this England chapter with him, and I'm hoping tomorrow night we can show and continue those kind of numbers.
Thanks.
Hi, Harry.
Hi.
We've heard a lot about the style changes from Thomas reflecting the Premier League, but is there anything that's shocked you, or what we're going to see from the England team tomorrow night?
Yeah, I obviously don't want to give away formations or team or anything, but he's definitely spoke a lot about the counter press, when we're losing the ball, especially attacking players having that responsibility to try and win it back as quick as we can. Yeah, I think we'll build up to try and play out and try and have a lot of the ball, a lot of the possession, and then ultimately, create a lot of chances. And we have the team to do that. We have a lot of players in good form. We have a lot of young players who bring a lot of energy to the team. And tomorrow night will be down to us to do that. To excite the Wembley crowd. It'll be a tough game, but I think everyone now is just kind of excited to get out there and show what we can do.
And Jordan Henderson is back in the squad, a vocal leader himself. He said you're more of a quiet leader. What's it like having him back in the squad, and what's he brought since returning? Yeah,
I think it's great. I think in any squad you need good leadership and you need different leadership. I've spoke before about how important Jordan had been in other tournaments. I think we complemented each other really well in a leadership role. We're totally different types of leaders, but we both have an impact in how we do it. So yeah, it's great to have him. I know there's been a lot of talk about his leadership, and rightly so, but also Jordan's playing at a high level still. I think even seeing him in training this week, he's been really sharp and really energetic, and I still feel like he's got a lot to give us on the pitch as well. But yeah, Jordan is a leader. He's always been a leader, and he's not afraid to, help push the team and drive the team, whether he's starting or not starting. And I think when you're building a squad to go into a major tournament, you need that good balance of the experienced ones and the youth ones.
Sven Töllner, Sky Germany. Harry, any German specifics that Thomas has established in the system so far?
maybe he's been a bit more direct than other managers. So, but no, he's been himself. You know, I think that's the thing with Thomas. He'll always be himself, no matter where he is, and you can see he's extremely proud to be here and excited to be here, and I think that gives an excitement for all the players as well, because we're in this together and we have a big journey ahead, but what can be an amazing journey as well.
He just said it's definitely going to give you a big boost winning your first title. So now that the title is kind of in sight, do you feel an effect, a positive effect on your energy?
Well, look, I still feel like there's a long way to go. I know there's a lot of talk around being close, and we've put ourselves in a really good position with 8 games to go. But you know, me more than everyone knows how hard it is to win, and how quick things can change in football. So we're not getting carried away. My focus is here with these 2 games to start our World Cup qualifying in a good place, and then once we get back, it'll be full focus on, you know, the last 8 games in the league, and hopefully a few more in the Champions League as well.
Yes, that's from the back.
Yeah, Harry, you are on the way to become the quickest player to have 100 Bundesliga goal contributions by a long shot. How come were you able to settle so quick in a new country, a new club?
Yeah, I think it's just maybe my personality and the way I am. You know, no matter what situation I'm in, no matter where I play, home, away, for England, for Bayern, for Tottenham, you know, I back myself to be able to help the team. I back myself to be able to score goals, and that was no different. I was really proud of how I started last year in the Bundesliga. I didn't know what to expect. But yeah, with the help of Thomas and Barry and those guys, I settled in really quick, and just kind of done what I've been doing throughout my whole career. So it's nice to do that again this year, and you know, long may it continue.
Hi Harry, Thomas mentioned that there have been a lot of smiles within the camp this week. I wondered what you and the other players have done to welcome him as the new manager.
Yeah, not too much, to be honest. I think we've just tried to be as good as we can. We've, you know, been really sharp in training. I feel like he's been really happy with how we've trained, taken on information, because it's not easy. You know, he comes with, you know, he's been waiting for 4 or 5 months. He's a lot of ideas, and obviously a very short time to deliver those ideas, especially on the training pitch. So I feel like all the lads have been really good in taking in that information. The energy, especially in training yesterday, was high level, and I'm sure this afternoon will be the same. So I think his favourite way for us to settle him in and repay him would be to keep doing what we're doing, and of course go and win tomorrow night.
ARD German TV. I was wondering if you could share your thoughts and feelings when you first heard that Thomas Tuchel would now be the national manager. Yeah,
I was surprised, if I'm honest. Yeah, didn't expect it. I guess I just wasn't really thinking of him as a national team coach. But yeah, once, you know, it was announced, I was really excited, because obviously I had the pleasure of working with him last year, and I know what he can bring. I knew what he could bring to this type of squad that we have. And yeah, and you know, obviously we've only been together a few days, but it hasn't disappointed. You know, he's bringing exactly what I thought he would, and I think, you know, camp after camp, you know, as he settles in, as we get to know him more, I think we'll, you know, improve as we go. But yeah, ultimately it's about building up until next year, and these are important camps to do that.
And if you compare the Herr Tuchel that you know from München and Munich, and now Thomas here on the pitch, how did the two of them compare?
Yeah, they're pretty much the same. Like I say, there's only been a couple of training sessions with England, but I've said he brings a lot of energy when he's on the pitch, and I think that's definitely fell into the team, and the team have responded to that really well. So yeah, he's, you know, very straight talking. He knows what he wants. He knows what he wants from his team. It doesn't matter who you are or how many games you played. He will tell you the same as he would tell one of the young players what he wants, and that's a good standard to set.
Hi Harry, first week back in camp, you mentioned leadership. Have you and the manager spoken about a new leadership group? What would that look like? You had 4 of you in the summer in the Euros, so I'm wondering what that's going to look like.
Yeah, we've had brief conversations with it. it hasn't, officially been formed yet, a leadership group. But obviously you have myself and you have Hendo, you have Kyle. Obviously Dan's come into his first camp, but I think Dan's seen as a leader in his role. And then we have the likes of Dec and Jude and players like that who, even though they're younger, have a responsibility to show those leadership qualities as well. It hasn't been, spoken about a lot. I'm sure we will over the next few days as well. And I think with Thomas and with Ant especially, the conversations will continue, once we're away from camp as well, up until the June camp. And they're just those type of people that I think the communication will be quite frequent.
Hi, Harry. Obviously, the focus has all been on Thomas this week, but maybe someone the fans don't know much about is Anthony Barry. You've worked with him before at Bayern. What can you tell us about him as a coach and as a person?
Yeah, can't speak highly enough of him, to be honest. He was a big help to me when I went to Bayern, obviously being English, but just helping me out, being there for me off the pitch as well, figuring stuff out with the family and all those sorts of stuff. On the training pitch, he's really, really good. He has high standards for everyone, speaks really clearly, has a good understanding of what makes you successful. And then, off the pitch, he's just there for you. He's just there to have a chat, if it's for 10 minutes, about stuff away from football. He'll be honest with you. He'll tell you his feelings. And I think he's a vital part of the coaching team that they have. He's had experience at other international teams as well, so he knows what it's like in this type of environment, and I think that will be really valuable for someone like the coach, like Thomas, and the players as well.
Just wondering, obviously all the talk at the moment is about going to the USA to win the World Cup, which is going to be difficult but achievable for this group. In sort of idle moments when you're relaxing away from the pitch and from training, do you ever let your mind wander and think how it would feel for you to lift that World Cup next summer?
I think for sure, it will be a dream. So, of course, when you're just thinking about things that you'd love to do, winning the World Cup's right up there at the top of the list. I think you play so many games in a year, you have so many different moments. It's hard to really think that far ahead. Of course, we have to qualify first, which is the most important thing. But not just this year. I think in general, to lift the trophy with England is always in the back of my mind anyway, and it would be a dream to be able to achieve that. And it hurts when we've been so close, and we know we've been moments away from doing that. But as always, I think that then just gives you more motivation to go that one step further. And for sure, the World Cup's the biggest of them all, and we, like you said, we have that opportunity with this squad to do that, but there'll be a lot of hard work from now until then.
Hi, Harry. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thomas was talking about that when he was watching the Euros, that he felt the tension and the pressure on the players, and you almost playing not to lose. I mean, we know that's not your mentality. We've seen that at club level. But did you feel there was that pressure and tension at the Euros?
I think there was more expectation than what we had in any other tournament. I think I did mention that in the summer, of course, with 2018, there was no expectation. 2020, not so much. The World Cup in Qatar, again, we was probably not the favourites, but we done quite well. And then this one was probably the first one where we was, one of the favourites. It was, clear that people expected us to win this tournament. And even though I think we leaned on a lot of experience that we have all had in other tournaments, we just couldn't quite find the rhythm. We couldn't quite find that energy together. On one sense, it shows how good our character is and resilience is to still reach a European final in those moments. But for sure, I think when you watch the games back, we didn't have that rhythm that we've had in other games. So I think, Thomas has obviously looked at that. I think he's looked at loads of games, loads of situations. He spoke about interactions with each other on the pitch, about certain moments in games, that dropping off, and that's where you need your not just your leaders, but you need everyone to feel comfortable in those moments to talk to each other and help each other. And because we're close, we couldn't be any closer as a national team. And Thomas knows you don't have to change everything, but there's a few details that if we do change, we have a good chance of being successful that summer.
Hi, Harry.
Hi.
Just on that note, actually, so Thomas just said to us that he wants the players to stay connected between camps so you can create that special atmosphere. So what does that look like? Is that literally WhatsApp group, or is it calling each other when you're facing off against each other in Champions League matches? What does that look like? And is that something you haven't really done well in the past?
Yeah, I'm not too sure, because I think with Gareth, that was a big part of why we were successful, was the fact that we were such a strong group, we were a good group. I think from Thomas, what he's saying is the next step is to really go into detail and be willing to maybe have uncomfortable conversations with each other off the pitch, on the pitch, when things ain't quite going your way. Are you willing to, not just be a friend to your teammate, but also to dig your teammate out and push him on in a different way? So I think it's just that next step. I think you see us around, you've seen enough of us now to know that we all get on really well, and when we're in camp, we enjoy our time together. But ultimately, to be in a winning team, it's that uncomfortable moments that you have to still be willing to have those conversations. So I think that's the next step. I think, when we're away, we have a WhatsApp group anyway, so but also players are focused on club football, and that's just natural to do that. So yeah, I guess again, it's obviously a few days in, so we're not 100% sure on what that will look like, but I think we'll have more conversations with probably him and Barry and those players during the off camps, to then talk about stuff, how we can help, the June camp, and then it'll be the September camp. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what that looks like, but I think, yeah, we can just try and get more players to feel comfortable, talking and pushing the other players. I think we'll be in a good place.
And I think this is the 5th England manager, senior manager, that you've worked under. So have you allowed yourself a chance for a bit of reflection, what a decade of being a permanent fixture in the England team looks like?
Yeah, it goes so quick. I mean, yeah, it's scary really just how quick the career goes, and obviously the England career, especially before you know it, the next major tournament is here. And yeah, I'm extremely proud to wear the badge. I'm extremely proud to be part of this team. I feel like there's a lot to give still on and off the pitch to help this country be successful in a major tournament, and that's my ultimate goal. That'll be the biggest achievement of my career if I'm able to do it. So yeah, I'm extremely grateful to all the managers. I felt like I've had a good relationship with all of them, and I don't expect no different with Thomas now. So it's it's a fresh start, a new start, but just to build on what we've been building over the last 10 years, and just try and go that one step further.
Last question.
Hi Harry, Ellie Pitt, ITV News here. You spoke there about the growing weight of expectation, and there's been a lot spoken about the heavy psychological weight of the England shirt. How much sports psychology support is there for the England players as part of the England training camp infrastructure, and how beneficial do you find that, or would you find that?
Yeah, so we had, I can't remember how long ago, we had someone in camp with us, every camp. We kind of went away from that now a little bit. We have still people that you can talk to, but that's where I think, when I spoke about Ant Barry there and some of the other coaches, John McDermott, and I feel like a lot of the players have enough people to talk to amongst the staff if needed. I think it's a big part of football now, being able to share what you're feeling, good or bad, on a football level and also on a personal level. So especially when you're in major tournaments, when you're in camps, when you're away from your family, when you're in your own bubble for 8 weeks, I'm sure people are going to get on each other's nerves at some point. So yeah, being able to talk about it is important, and I think we've done that well as a national team. And again, it's always something that we're thinking of improving, and we weren't surprised if that maybe changes over the next few camps to get even better as well.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you. Cheers.